A very good evening to each of you, my dear friends, our great encouragers over the last 5 decades. It is always a joy to meet with friends from over the years. It is a greater joy to be working with friends whom you've known for the last 5 decades. And after having known my dear colleagues for 50 long years, John, Michael, William, each of them must know that after these years together, there is nothing that I would not do for them. And I also know that there is absolutely nothing that they will not do for me. So in the last 50 years, we have been going around doing absolutely nothing for each other. But it's been a tremendous ride over 5 decades. Not the least because each one of you has stood by us, encouraged us, and urged us on. In my teenage years, I was challenged by C.T. Studd's quote, "Only one life, 'twill soon be past. Only what's done for Christ will last." Through a series of events, I gave my life to serve Christ together with several lifelong friends from secondary school. That commitment has evolved into Eagles Communications 5 years later. I remember my well-meaning uncle who attempted to dissuade me from going into full-time ministry. "If you want to be influential in the church," he told me, "you have got to be rich. Otherwise, nobody will pay any attention to you." At that time, I thought, fortunately, I was not in his church. I was inspired by the life of William Borden. As a student at Yale University in 1905, he was encouraged by the university president to have a fixed purpose in life. Eventually, Borden felt he was called to give his life to be a missionary to the Kansu people in China. And at that time, he scribbled at the back of his Bible, "No reserves." That was how he went into the mission field, without any reserves, without any hindrance, without any reservation. Upon graduation, Borden turned down some high-paying jobs. In the face of such temptations, he wrote in his Bible, "No retreats." After Borden completed seminary at Princeton, he sailed for China. Because he was hoping to work with a very specific group of people, he stopped in Egypt to study Arabic. But there, he contracted spinal meningitis. Within 1 month, the 25-year-old William Borden was dead. When his death was cabled back to the United States, the story was carried by almost every American newspaper. Mary Tyler wrote in his biography, "A wave of sorrow went around the world. Borden not only gave away his wealth, but himself, in a way so joyous and so natural that it seemed a privilege rather than a sacrifice." After his death, they found these words at the back of his Bible: "No reserves, no retreats, no regrets." And that is exactly how I feel after having given my life to ministry the last 50 years. No reserves, no retreats, no regrets. Tonight, I am challenging you, especially those younger in our midst, to have a fixed purpose in life. Stop coasting in life, because you have only one life. 'Twill soon be past. Only what's done for Christ will last. I am grateful for and indebted to the men and women who have given themselves to serve God with me in Eagles Communications. And I will tell you that after 50 years, I say no reserves, no retreats, no regrets. I have been asked many times this year, if you had your life over again, would you do the same thing? And I will answer resoundingly, yes. Yes. No reserves, no retreats, no regrets.